Previously on The Truth About Trying to Conceive.
Dean and I have been trying to have a baby. We're going to try the letrozole first and see if that works. I did not ovulate this month. This is my take on letrozole round 2. Can't believe I'm ovulating. I've not seen one like that before. I'm pretty sure that is a big fat negative. Yeah, that looks like a big fat negative. It also has been a year of us trying to conceive. That's a negative. My heart just hurts. My heart is just breaking. The other day I went and had my first acupuncture appointment. Just honestly praying that this month it's gonna work so I don't have to go through with the laparoscopy. I decided that I'm not going to go through with the laparoscopy. So today, this morning, Dean and I went along to the appointment with the naturopath. It was so good. I'm working towards a new goal of getting my cycle set up right, and that's going to make me and my body better overall. There is a clear line there. This test must be wrong. It must be. This is like Snow White, so I can't be. I got a false positive pregnancy test. If you never have to go through this, just know it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. Hey guys, it is Monday the 1st of April today. We are now in our 16th month of trying to conceive. I'm really confused with where my cycle is at. I thought my period came last Wednesday and then it stopped, which is when I tested and got that positive test, which must have been false. And then the next day it started back up and then it stopped. And it hasn't been back. Like there was spotting for maybe like a day afterwards. And I'm left feeling so confused. Like I don't know if that was my period or if that ovulation test that I got was positive, that was right on the day after that I thought I got my period. Like I genuinely don't know what's going on. And I'm editing the vlog from January, and that was also a month where I didn't take the letrozole, and I thought I was pregnant. Like I literally dead set thought that I was pregnant. And in that vlog I had tingling nipples, and I'd never had that before, and I have that right now. Like it's been tingling nipples for the past, I want to say 4 days, and I've had cramping on and off. More so than anything, like my mood today has actually been really good. Yesterday I was fine, and then in the afternoon, I think because I was quite tired, I got very irritable, but I don't think that was hormone related. I think I was just really tired. Like sometimes I come on here and I literally can't stop crying. Like there are days literally where I cannot stop crying and I'm so weepy and I'm so anxious and everything, but I feel good today. Let's say that I did ovulate last Tuesday, Wednesday. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So today is 5 days past ovulation, if I did. And it's day 27 of my cycle. Usually I get them, like I start spotting from probably, I don't even know. I usually get my period like day 24, but that is with letrozole. Like, I don't know. And you guys are probably like, I don't care about all the numbers, Crystal. Like, I just want to know. But like, I don't even know. I think I'm okay because like, I know I did, well, I don't know if I did ovulate. Like this month is just like a balls up. Like, I don't know what's happened. Whereas other months, like we've really tried, like we've done everything right and there's so much hope, and then it hasn't happened. And I feel like I'm okay in good spirits. Whereas usually when we like really try, that's when you get quite discouraged and you know, you get upset that it didn't work this month, and then you just have to wait. And also the emotions of like the hormones, they just like hit rock bottom and you just feel like shit as well. Anyway, I'll chat to you in a few days. Hey guys, I'm back with another update. I've just come home from my second visit with the naturopath, and I just wanted to update you and let you know what happened. We had a blood test on cycle day 3 and then a saliva test on day 21 of my cycle. Everything came back in range, so nothing was like out of proportion to what it should be. Obviously my estrogen and progesterone, like there was a lot more estrogen than progesterone. However, I didn't ovulate this month, so that would be why there's that imbalance. However, there's nothing that she can really, that is screaming out to her to fix, I guess. I don't know, you get these things and you're like, okay, that's great that there's nothing wrong. However, what is wrong with me? So basically what we worked through is going through all of the supplements and vitamins that I'm taking at the minute, and also what my, I did a food diary for the past week. She looked at that and made some suggestions as well. The first thing that she wanted to recommend to me is this P-Lift. Now, this is a hormone support for healthy cycles. So this is meant to lengthen my cycle if it's short, which it is, or if you had a long cycle, shorten it. And it's also meant to help you ovulate as well. She did say it can take a few months to work. So she said if it hasn't worked by the second month, if you don't ovulate, I will be very surprised. But please come and see me if you haven't ovulated. Well, like, I mean, this is a 30-day supply, so I have to go back within 30 days anyway. The one thing that, like, I've only just come home, I haven't even really looked at this, but I did notice that it does have a Vitex. I have seen a few videos going around where people have recommended this thing called Vitex for, I guess, evening out their cycles, and it's something that you can just get on Amazon. It's like a fruit supplement or something like that. So I don't know if this is like an expensive version of that. I have no idea, but I'm really hoping that this is the answer to my prayers. She did say that if it doesn't work, there is something else that she can add into the mix, but to try this for now. I also got another box of these. There's 2 bottles, one capsule kind of thing and one tablet type thing. The tablet thing is awful to take and it smells disgusting. I dry reach when I take it, like I have to block my nose and I get stuck in my throat because it's like a horse tablet. It's disgusting, but anyway, I know that it will help. And these ones have, if I didn't mention it before, the folate that can be absorbed if you have that deficiency. So yeah, I got some of them again. I did actually show her my magnesium, and I only just picked this one up last week, which is a bit annoying because, like, I didn't know that there were different types. So this is magnesium oxide, whereas you should be getting the other one, glycolide or something like that. So that's with a G, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, she did give me the magnesium tablets, which are like horse tablets. Yay, go me! So I need to take one of these morning and night, and the P-Lift just once a day in the morning. So that will replace these magnesiums. I did show her the other things that I'm taking, my fish oil, and I've got this with evening primrose oil because I heard that that's meant to be good to take for your hormones. However, she said if, like, go through what you have, but I wouldn't recommend the evening primrose oil. Just get the straight fish oil. She did say that ones on the shelf, at the chemist or whatever, they have a certain tolerance that they will allow things like metals and plastics or whatever in them. However, there's ones that she sells that are, pure, or there are ones that are more pure kind of thing. I showed her that I was taking this zinc, and she said that between the new magnesium and the other supplements that should be fine. I don't need to take this anymore. And I was taking the vitamin E, and she said that that's fine to have continually as well. So she's given me like a list of things to do. So she said try to increase your vegetable intake by including some with every meal. Aim to include a serve of low sugar fruit once daily. She recommends berries or other low GI foods like pears or apples. And she said you could have them with a dessert spoon of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds, so some berries with those seeds. And then she said a great way to fit those in is having a smoothie for breakfast. So spinach, berries, avocado. I don't eat avocado. Like, I wish I did. I wish that I did like it. But she said if you put in like 2 teaspoons of avocado, you're not really going to taste it in the smoothie. And then almond milk, and she recommended cinnamon powder as well because that can help with like my insulin levels. And she also said add in some maca powder. I'm pretty sure, like, I've tried that before and I didn't like it, but she said add into 1 to 2 teaspoons of it, so you can't really taste it. And then she said you could buy some dried bone broth, so you can buy bone broth that's already dried up and you just make it yourself, because I don't want to play with like chicken carcass and stuff. Then she also mentioned some bush flower essences. So my mum is a natural healer. I don't really know how to describe what she does, like a spiritual healer maybe, I don't know. And she has essences, and she said, oh, you mentioned your mum is a healer, maybe she has these essences. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can get them from her. So she wrote down some of those. The ones that she wrote down was definitely she oak, and then maybe 5 corners, billy goat plum, flannel flower, and bottle brush. If you didn't know, essences are just like, they usually come in like a little dripper bottle, and you just like put, you know, however many under your tongue, like whether it be 5 or 10, whatever the, you know, health professional says to do. But yeah, it's just like a natural remedy. And yeah, so in my last update, I was pretty much confused with like where my cycle is, because like my breasts were tingling and I haven't got my period yet. And I did ask her about that, and I explained, didn't tell her about like the false positive pregnancy test or the positive ovulation test, but I did tell her about those 2 days where I did have bleeding. And she said that obviously the drop in levels have caused a bleed to come on. Sometimes having too low progesterone, because I didn't ovulate, so I'm not having that progesterone spike, that can cause the tingling in the breasts, and also insomnia, which is something that I've been suffering from this week. I've been waking up at, like, literally, I wake up and I look at the clock and it's 3 a.m. and then I try and go back to sleep and I wake up and it's like 5 a.m. I don't know what's wrong with me, and I'm so tired, like I'm ready to have a nap right now and it's like 1 p.m. Well, I do know now, I do know that that can be caused by low progesterone. So I am hoping that my cycle can be regulated with this. Please let this happen. In my last video, I talked about the laparoscopy, and I was upset that, like, I didn't want to have it, and there are so many people that recommend to have it, and I just felt really pressured to go ahead with the procedure. And it wasn't, you'll see that when I explained to you that I'm not having it, like everything in me was telling me not to do it. Like my gut instinct was saying, don't do it. And I think that that's something also that you need to listen to in this journey. If something doesn't feel right, it doesn't mean you have to do it. If a doctor says you need to take these tablets or you need to do IVF, it does not mean that you have to do it. You do everything at your own pace when you are ready, in your own time. And if you don't want to do it, you can say no. I think that that's something that we also really need to listen to, our intuition, and we need to trust our gut. And I was thinking, if I did have the procedure, like I could be pregnant by now. And like that kind of makes me upset thinking about that. But I also remember why I chose this path to go down the natural remedy of fixing things, because my cycle wasn't right. My cycle isn't right, and I need something that's going to help me regulate my cycle. Because if I have a laparoscopy, that doesn't necessarily mean my cycle's going to be 28 days, ovulating day 14. It doesn't mean that at all. You did say potentially, for me, something isn't communicating to my ovaries to release the eggs. So like my pituitary gland isn't communicating, or there could be something such as insulin resistance in play, and that could be a problem as well. My goal right now is to, and I have been better, I need to cut out my sugar out of my diet. It is so hard though when you have those cravings, but I just need to do better. And and when you get your period and you're just moody AF and you just want some chocolate, but I just need to be strong. I've done it before, like I did it when I was on keto, like I had no sugar at all for months and I was fine, like I was so good. So yeah, And also, I was having that gluten-free bread, and she did say that that's fine to have. A lot of people have found good results with reducing or, you know, taking out gluten from their diet while trying to conceive, which is a good thing to know as well. This chat's been a little bit boring, but I hope it's been informative as well. Like, I mean, this is more so like a diary for myself as well. Like, this is actually my journey, and you know, like, you learn so much about yourself and about your body and how it works. I think she explained things to me and she was like, do you have any questions? And I'm like, no, I get it, because I've done so much research. I've, you know, tried to look up and understand how things work, whereas potentially someone might not have done that much research. I guess, you know, the episode that I put out this week, I was very emotional, and I was very heartbroken. And while I haven't felt that way in, you know, like, I've had some days where I've had down days, but like, I was literally heartbroken. Like, think of when you've had a breakup and, you know, you can just feel your heart breaking. Like, that's what it felt like in that moment, when I'm like, my heart is just breaking. And, you know, it's funny because not everyone is going to whip out a camera when they have a breakdown, apart from Trisha Paytas. It's not something that is normally done. Usually those moments are very private, and I could have cut all of it out. I probably should have. But the reason why I wanted you guys to see it is so that you can see that for those who haven't gone through this, how hard it is, and you know, how heartbreaking it truly is. Because I know 100% I'm not the only one that has those moments. And you know, whether you have those moments when you're trying to conceive, or you've gone through a heartbreak of breaking up with a loved one or losing someone, everyone's experienced that heartbreak that I had in that moment, albeit not in front of a camera. But I would like to think that everyone would be able to relate to it. And, you know, I guess there's also a journey to recovering from that heartbreak, and maybe not even recovering from it, but being okay with it and living with it. And while I can say, like, that was a very deep, dark time for me, like, I'm doing a lot better. And I have mentioned this before, but talking about this, like, I'm an emotional person, and this is such an emotional subject as well. And of course I'm going to get upset, of course I'm going to cry. And you know, like, I got one comment saying, oh my god, all your videos are just depressing of you crying. And it's like, well, they're not, because you haven't watched all of my other videos. Like, I put out other content, and I'm not crying in every single episode, I don't think, like every single entry. You know, it's rough, it's really rough. And I get all these comments and all these messages of people trying for so long, for years and everything. And yeah, it's a heartbreak of a different kind, but it's still heartbreak in the same. So just understand that, like, you know, when you've been through something where you've had your heart ripped out, that's what I felt like in that moment. I'm doing fine, like, you've seen me today and I'm okay. So, and you've seen my other videos, so hopefully you've seen my other videos, so you know that I'm totally fine. I just want you to know that there are good and bad days, and this is a very emotional topic, and it's going to bring out those emotions when I do talk about it. Yeah, I'll talk to you later.